Rome's true strength was not in the sharpness of its sword, but in the discipline of its soldiers. On land, their legion was a human wall, capable of being forged anywhere in the world. They were not just soldiers. They were engineers who fought by day and erected an entire fortress by night. Their testudo formation, like a tortoise's shell, shielded them from a rain of enemy arrows, and their short sword, the gladius, would end the story of any enemy who dared to come close. The Roman legion was a river of iron flowing across the land, drowning everything that stood in its path. To rule the land, mastery of the seas was essential. The Romans named the Mediterranean Sea Mare Nostrum, meaning our sea. Their ships were not mere boats. They were fortresses of the sea. They engineered a unique boarding bridge called the Corvus, which would lock onto an enemy ship and turn a sea battle into a land battle, and on land, Rome had no equal. Their navy kept enemies at bay and protected the arteries of trade, ensuring that wealth continued to flow through the veins of the empire. The city of Rome was the heart of the empire, but this heart was divided. On one side were the wealthy patricians, living in marble palaces where slaves awaited their every command. Their lives were as sweet as fruits dipped in honey and expensive wines. On the other side were the poor plebeians, living in dilapidated wooden apartments called insulae. These buildings were constant victims of fire, and the shadow of disease, crime, and hunger perpetually loomed over their narrow, dark alleys. These were two different worlds within the same city, separated only by a wall of resentment. To control such a vast, poor population, Rome devised a unique method. Panem et circenses, which means bread, and circuses, the government provided. The masses with free grain to keep, their stomachs full, and to entertain their hearts. They organized bloody games in arenas like the Colosseum. Here, before thousands of spectators, gladiators would take each other's lives, and hungry lions would be unleashed upon prisoners. The screams of the crowd and the clash of swords would drown out any voice that dared to rise against the emperor. This was a policy that was both a symbol of Rome's grandeur and proof of the brutality that hid within it.